Like I say, I really do love my sister. Like there's no, I would die for my sister. I remember the day when I was a child and I screamed and ran to her and said, "The snow is coming. You need to save us from the snow. We're all gonna die." And she looked at me and said, "There's no snow." I love my sister. I mean, it was about the fact that I know how many people froze to death in the snow or were buried in the snow. On some level, hearing their screams or their cries or their prayers for help, some people thought maybe I died in a snowstorm. It was actually over the fact that all my trains, I said they would find people by a cold steam engine, frozen. Um, Thousands of trains, even some ships, dead people. A lot of people died from the snow. I said there were people that were found halfway between a farmhouse and a house. There were people that were trying to get out from the snow. Blizzards. Like I said, a blizzard can lay down a path of snow 40 miles or 100 miles long. People can't walk through that. They don't have food and wood. They'll die. Creator of the human race, leader of humanity, leader of countries, communism, Russian, German. Every country faces snow and the effects of crops die. The Romans face snow. Like I say, we're lucky. A lot of my inventions, a lot of my ideas, my different groups, different people throughout history that protected humanity and protected their families. Anyway, it's because I'm a leader of 7 countries or 1,000 countries, millions. Like they say that from my life forms or from my countries came millions, billions, trillions of others. My 9 races and humanity. The longest running. From planet Earth, thousands. Like I said, I already had 400 planets before I got to Earth. So, and then Earth. Like I said, technically, Earth is water storage site B. So, it's a water storage site. Store water. Anyway, yeah. On the old space maps or whatever. So, anyway, I was a leader 1,000 years ago, million, trillion, 900 million, long time ago. Inventor. I invented steam engines and the wing. A few other things. I was proud of my ships. Best. The best steamships, the best sailing ships, silk sails. Actual silk. Whole sails. Galleon size. And steam trains. I was proud of who I was and all the things that were able to be done. It goes to thatch roofs, slate roofs, and even clay tile roofs. a bigger kiln. If we had enough, like, we could only build and only provide so many slate roofs. Slate is one thing, and it takes a fair amount of work to get. If we could find some other way of just using dirt, clay, then we could make more roofs. It's not about the money. And I guess say one hurricane could take out a whole town, or one tsunami. 500,000 bodies. At times, all I could do was have coffins sent. So, anyway. Better than body bags, but, you know, the more people we had, the more problems. Anyway. And you can only mine so much coal. Like I said, I was directing people out of the snow regions. Humans used to migrate like geese, away from the snow, back to the snow. Eventually the populations and numbers got too many. Then what do you do? Somebody has to freeze. Who's it going to be? Honestly, I wasn't willing to tell people to stay where they were and die. So, well, just different ways of dealing with things. So, anyway, nobody will know who I really am or believe who I am. And it doesn't really matter anyway. I'm the person who wrote the Constitution, figured out everything of America. Like I said, honestly, it took me 1,000 years. A whole 1,000 years. To get things just right. Wasn't easy. Even when I was Brian, it was still weeks of having a headache, months, years. Anyway. Yeah. Well. That was a different time for me. Better time. Anyway. Yeah, well, you know. So. I was just one of those people. Like I said, everyone thinks of the devil. Lucifer. They don't understand how it was about the Lancashire boilers. Best boilers ever made. All the steel had to be exactly the same. My brave people, my amazing people, they made sure that every boiler was just as strong as the boiler before it. There were no weak boilers. Everything was just... The 23rd boiler was the same as the 3rd boiler. The same steel components. Same strength. Getting that similarity. Making it so, and also making it so it didn't matter if you bought a boiler in Lancashire or in Germany. It was the same boiler. That was hard. Or how you could have minerals or ore coming from 10 mines, and yet the metal components would be the same. Didn't matter, it would just be mixed differently. Anyway, getting that was the hard part. And that wasn't even me. That was my amazing people. My amazing human race. I gave them a goal. and they did it.